Alrighty, so namaste and special welcome to level 2. Who's excited? Yay! Level 2. Boom. Okay, we have to get some fireworks for this, right? That's important. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, great. So exciting times, guys. You've now moved from kindergarten into primary school. Let's go. Of self-mastery, right? You've now gone from babies into bigger babies. Energy primary school. Primary school. Yeah, so okay, great. So we are leveling up, going to higher levels now. Now you've learned quite a few key things that you can use to enhance your lives. And I hope that you guys have been practicing. Have you all been practicing your stuff?
Yes.
Great. Hmm. We need to practice, right? Because remember, actions speak louder than words, but the actions are what will help you to level up the practice, right? If practice makes not perfect, but practice makes better. If you don't practice, then you won't get any better, right?
Right.
So it's really important for us to keep practicing. So, for example, I always say, what do I tell you? Don't aim to grow by 100% every day, but you aim to grow by 1% every day. So if you grow by 1% every day, then at the end of the year, you would have gone by 365%, right? So that's the goal. So every day, what do you do? Remember, I told you there are three key means of consuming information, which would be reading, audio, visual. And you also have kinesthetic, which is hands-on. There are four of them, right? Four mediums. But we're talking about audio, reading, and visual. So you want to do something in your field, and whatever your field is, or whatever you're trying to enhance every day, you want to do at least something in that area so that you can grow by 1%, consume a new piece of information. So today we're going to talk about quantum leap, and I'm going to share a few things with you guys that are really, really powerful because you're about to take a quantum leap in your life. Should have already been leaping or leapt, right? Hey, just in time. Let's go. Welcome. I was calling you. Never answered my call though. Yo. I'm not hearing you. You're muted.
Yes, I saw the missed call and I said, let me just try to join quick. Maybe I don't know
It's
to
cool. It's
see. I
nice to
don't know if
have
it was
you.
canceled.
Oh, no, no.
Yes, and maybe that's why you're calling.
Oh, no, no. I was just calling to check in with you because we were just waiting. I wanted to know how long, so I
Oh,
wanted to hold back the class a bit for you now. You know?
okay, okay.
Yeah, the rest of them couldn't
Thank
make
you. Appreciate it.
That's cool. The rest of them couldn't make it tonight. Emergencies and other things come up. So
Mm.
it's just you guys, but that's cool. We're gonna have some fun. So as I was saying, I was just telling them that all of the things that we've done, it's important for us to practice because practice makes better, right? And then you want to grow by 1% every day. So by applying yourself a little bit every day, by taking in some new information through the three key means, which would be reading, audio, and visual. So listening to a piece of audio in some area that you want to grow, or looking at a video. So what I do, I've learned, remember I taught you all you can do the test called the VAC test, right? Which is where you can learn what your learning style is. So when you learn how to learn better, you learn more effectively. Rather than, growing up sometimes you are told what? Pick up a book. You ever been told that growing up? Pick up a book. Your parents tell you, pick up the book. But what if it is that your style of learning is not reading? Like for me, it's audio and visual. I learn way better from audio and visual, right?
Same.
Right. So and that's fine. So once you learn this and you learn how to learn, you can now apply yourself more. Bless you. You can apply
Thank
yourself
you.
more effectively. So now you know, hey, I can be able to consume information better and you can now learn faster. So you don't need to slow down your progress, right? So I know I learn better from videos and audio. So what I do, I apply myself like that more. So I watch more videos every day. I watch videos. So that's why I send videos sometimes because when I'm on TikTok scrolling, I'm watching certain types of videos where I'm educated, where I learn stuff, right? When I'm on Instagram or on YouTube, wherever I am, right? So we're here today to talk a little bit about the quantum leap, and then we're going to do a quantum jump hypnosis practice. So basically, what do you think quantum refers to? Get a Anybody knows what quantum means? Do you know what a quantum leap is? You want to make a guess? No, you don't want to make a guess? All right, so let's get a high-class Google definition. Physics, a discrete quantity of energy proportional in magnitude to the frequency of the radiation it represents. Let's see again. What do you have again? The small discrete unit of a phenomenon, right? Which is cool. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna find something else for you guys. Okay. A rhythm or vibration that binds everything together. So when we talk about a quantum leap, right? So I'll just tell you, it's like taking a major shift. It's like a major shift in your reality. It's jumping from being in one place, in one time, in one reality to a completely different reality. So you know what your here is, you know what your there is. The last class I had with you guys, we went through that, right? You know where you are, you know what your here is, and you know what your there is, where you want to head. The quantum leap is what will take you from here to there. And that comes through the mentorship, through the training, through the coaching, because the mentor helps you to achieve in 1 year what will take you 10 years on your own, right? So with that being said, there's something that you need to have in order to take this quantum leap, something that is very important. And it's called your why. How many of you here think you have a why? Your why is what it is that keeps you driven. Anybody here
Yeah,
thinks they have a why? You have a why? What's your why?
my why is my family, my children especially, keeps
Mhm.
me driven, and my goals. I want to achieve my goals.
Right. Very good. Anybody else? So if you don't have a why, you have to create one. Now the why has to get very, very specific. So the why, it's an acronym. WHY says will help you. So your why will help you. It is what creates that burning passion within you for you to keep going. Now it is said that your why should make you cry. So it's something that when you think about it, it should make you feel to shed tears. It should make you very, very emotional. So it starts to shift your vibration. When you think about it, you'll be like, if I don't do this, then what is gonna happen? What is gonna be the outcome? What is gonna be consequence? That's why I tell you, you should be your biggest why that there is. Because if you don't do it for you, then who else are you gonna do it for? You have to do it for yourself first. You cannot give anything to anybody that you don't have for yourself, right? But Wyatt, what's up? Let me hear you.
I think I went through my why.
Huh?
I think I went through my why, or I'm going through my why.
No, so
Because
why is something that you must have. It's not something that you pass through. It's something that you must have at each
right.
stage. Yeah, you should have a
So
why.
it's
It
something.
can
So
change,
it's something that I have,
right?
and I have seen it happen.
Mhm.
And what you just explained about the crying and whatnot, that helps you to make the shift. Is where
Okay.
I'm seeing myself right now with
Okay.
the shift.
So the why is the thing, for example, let me give you an example. So let's
Like a
say,
purpose, like your purpose. Not mean to cut you off,
yeah,
but
yeah, that's fine.
is
That's
that what
for
you mean?
play purpose. So it's like this. So I'm gonna explain it. So that's why I'm giving you an example. So like my why, one of my major whys is my mom's health. So why I do what I do is because I want to give her uh, a, a healthier lifestyle. I want to be able to give her a better life. That's my why. That's what the why is. So when I think about that, that makes me emotional because I want to do the best for her before it is that I leave, before it is I leave the face of the earth, before it is she leaves the face of the earth. You know what I mean? I want to give her the best that I can. I don't come. You didn't get to meet Shalini. So I just want to introduce you, Shalini, aka Shivani. I introduced the other two of them. So this is Anupa. Anupa, that's
Hi, nice to meet you.
she's gonna be my wife in 3 weeks. We're getting married in 3 weeks. So
Really?
yeah,
That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
yeah. Mm.
Nice.
You're all invited by the way, right? But I know two of you are like far off. Mindy, by the way, you can come. So the Rampasad Brothers Ranch, which is in where? San Francisco. Yeah, Rampasad Brothers Ranch, where they host Mastana Bahar. 6 p.m. sharp, okay? You're invited. Just letting you know. Okay? On the 22nd of, sorry, 22nd of December. Thank you.
Is it gonna be on Zoom
No,
live?
it's not gonna be on Zoom. But we'll do a recording, so I'll definitely upload it and share it with you guys.
Okay,
It's
great.
gonna be spectacular. You know that.
Yeah,
You know? So yeah,
awesome.
yeah, she's awesome. Oh, oh yeah. I matched the frequency, right? I matched the frequency finally, so it's about time. So yeah. And so as I was saying, this was one of the things for me that was very important. That's why I just brought up to and I just referenced. And for my mother as well, I know in some way in her heart this is something she wanted for me. She always used to say that, you take care of everybody external of the home, and then you take care of everybody in the home, and there's nobody to take care of you. She would always say that, and then I was like, really thinking about this. I was like, I need to make room for it. And I kept being told, like by my doctor and friends, they said you need to make room because the universe, even if the universe is gonna send it for you, you will not be able to see it because you're not making room for it. You know? So you need to be clear on what your why is, and you need to also make room for it. So, for example, like I know, like I said, my mom is one of the main things. I can't just say, okay, but she's gonna get better one day, or I'm gonna pray that she gets better one day. No, I have to be proactive in the choices that I'm making to be able to help that situation. But at the same time, I have to affirm what I want the outcome to be. So the outcome is her having better healthcare. The outcome is her having a better life. And how is that gonna happen? What is going to be the result? What is going to be, sorry, the catalyst or the cause for that to really happen? So now you have to decide what is going to lead you to get to that goal or that result that you want. So the why is the because of this or because of this person or this situation. That's why I do what I do every single day. Right? Why do I want to impact 1 million lives? Because one, I'm getting to help a lot of people to change their lives, which will impact the world. But secondly, it is going to make me a lot of money. Because if that 1 million people, each one of them pay me $1, then I'm going to have $1 million. Right? So the why shouldn't be specific. Hey, I'm working because I'm making money. No, what is it solving and stuff like that? What need is it fulfilling? It should be beyond that, right? It should be fulfilling. It shouldn't just be that I want money or I'm driven because I'm gonna make $1 million. No, me making $1 million is predicated upon the fact of how many lives I would have impacted. Right? So get very, very clear on your why. Remember, it should be something tied into emotions that makes you emotional. So you put it out into the universe, but you have to write it and put it in front of you and remind yourself of it as often as you can. Now, there's something that a mentor of mine taught me, which really changed the trajectory of how I look at it, which is I used to always think about the why just like that, and that's how we normally taught it. We are normally taught it, right? But then he said, your why should be a little bit deeper than that. Your why should be things like shame. And that's not bad, meaning I don't want to feel ashamed of myself. I don't want to be embarrassed, right? So that should be your why, right? Yeah, your why should be sucking. You should not want to suck. You know what I mean? Like that, right? You should not want to fail. You should not, well, I shouldn't say fail because failure leads to success. You need to fail your way there. But you should not be wanting to not achieve the things that you want. And you should not like the shame and the pain, right? Pain is a big one. That should be your why. Do you want to feel pain constantly, mental, emotional, physical pain? Do you want to keep going through the trials and the tribulations and the problems that you're going through? I don't. So get clear on that and say, I am doing this for me. Many times I ask people why they're doing something that they're doing. For example, if you have kids, the first thing that they say is because of the kids. Stop bringing the kids in your business. You chose to bring them on the face of the earth. You chose to bring them here, right? Like, like, right? To give them some extra work too now. Poor thing had to come here like Mindy now, watch how much I have to do schoolwork whole time. You know what I mean? So, right? So the thing about it is that you need to that why needs to be determined based on your life and your situation and that kind of thing. So it's not specifically about somebody else. It could be tied into somebody else, but it's not specific to somebody else. Yes, your children could be a reason for your why, but why? Why do you want to provide for your children? Why do
I
you
want
want
to,
to children?
yeah, I want to give them a better life. I want to, it's for my children, my husband, and my parents. I want to make sure that, like, I think I have the intellect, I have the drive and the motivation, and now you're enhancing that more, and I want to be able to make a lot of money, to be quite frank, so that I can help to
Yeah,
give them a better life,
I
a
love
bigger
that.
house, better neighborhood,
Right.
better
So,
schools.
so this is what we're coming to now. Get clear and specific. That's really important. So write it down. Whatever it is, the reason why you're really doing it, write it down. Everything. I was having this discussion today. So I went to get a vehicle for the wedding, right? And I decided one of my goals is to ride in a limousine because I've never done that, right? And I have that written down as a goal. So I went to rent one today for the wedding. And I went and I did it. And while there, you know me already. Everywhere I go is self-mastery, right? So everybody getting a dose of self-mastery. Once I come in, is the self-mastery doctor in the house. I'm gonna stick you with a self-mastery injection, right? So I went there and I started having a conversation with the woman by the desk, and she started to talk to me and she's like, I could feel your energy. And she was like, your mind is real strong. Like we were talking about some stuff now. I'm telling her how they were. And she's like, you're a young pundit, this, that, that. So when I started with her now. She was like, your mind real strong. She was like, I need you to talk to my ex-husband. So apparently the ex-husband is the boss, right? So he came in after and I spoke to him and I was having conversations with them. And it's just that literally going there, I made myself open up to so much more. But why? Why did I go? Why did I make the effort to go? Yes, I wanted to have a nice ride, but it's not just about the ride for the wedding. I wanted to create an experience for myself to stretch my mind. So I wrote down a limousine as a goal because I know when I experience this, it's going to stretch my mind further. The more that my mind becomes stretched, my body is going to want to match that. My body is going to take the actions necessary to produce a result in the same frequency or the same magnitude or size of that particular thing that it has been stretched to. Because I'm now comfortable with a new reality. But if I keep feeding my mind and showing my mind that this is my current reality, this is my current reality, it's not going to change. I became open this year, and all of a sudden things started to shift big and drastic. I didn't think I was getting married this year. I had no clue. It was far from that. Did you think you were getting married this year? And we are very happy, and everybody around us is happy as hell. It's amazing. Not happy as hell, happy as heaven. So yeah, so like everybody's absolutely insane. I literally told my self-mastery class, well, the advanced students, they are very close to me because they've been around me for about a year now, right? And yeah, they literally sending the chat. Tickets are being booked right now. They're flying in from New York and stuff. It's crazy. Right? And I'm like, they're just excited, like real excited. But it wasn't something I planned. So sometimes in life, things are gonna play out a particular way for you. Remember, I always say you don't have to know the how. But the thing is, you may not always be able to determine the result also. But here's the thing, you have to have a result, a picture in your mind. Because if you don't have a picture, then you will get lesser than what you picture. But if you have a picture, you can get at least that. Les Brown, one of the most powerful speakers in the world, says, aim for the moon. If you miss, you land amongst the stars. You don't go for a certain level and then fall back and achieve lesser. You go for a certain level and you can miss that. That's what we want. You can even miss that, but you go further and you go higher, and that's the mentality we must have. Right? So when you become clear on the why, you know where you are, you know where you want to be. You now have to apply all of the tools and the resources to be able to take it to the next level. So today I'm going to share something with you, and I'm glad that Shivani said increasing finances so that you can be able to put yourself in a better position, right? And that's what at some level we all want, right? All of us want more money because we understand that money is energy, and money simply amplifies who you already are, right? Money is not changing anybody. It's simply bringing out the reality of who you already are. That's all that it's doing, right? So I'm going to share with you something I learned again from one of my mentors today. This is what the main focus of what this session is on. That is going to help you to take this major shift in your life. That is going to help you to take this quantum leap or this quantum jump. It's going to take you from where you are right now and put you into a different place. Once you apply these principles and you apply them effectively. It's called the 8 commandments of 8 figures. The 8 commandments of 8 figures. You all know how much 8 figures is, right? Anyway, 8 commandments of 8 figures. Thumbs up, pen and book and take notes. Right. Added you to the class to get some mentoring. So, how much is 8 figures? 7 figures is millions. 8 figures is
Tens of millions.
tens of millions, yeah. So that's where you become what is called as a decamillionaire. Right? So you know there's a millionaire, you have a decamillionaire, then it could be a centimillionaire, which means you have hundreds of millions. So decamillionaire, these are things that some of you may not have heard before, right? Decamillionaire, tens of millions, centimillionaire, hundreds of millions, and then you become a billionaire, which is thousands of millions, basically. Cool stuff, right? So, 8 commandments of 8 figures. If you follow these principles carefully, remember I always say success leaves clues. These principles are time tested and they always work. If you follow them and you apply them into your life, it will start to alter your reality. It will start to shift. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt control my thinking. You learn this on level 1. So what I was getting at, thou shalt control my thinking. What I was getting at when I talk about I went to Randy Lemon, when I started having a conversation with them, all of a sudden I started to move the energy in the room and then we conversing and she's like, wow, she's like, you're real strong. And she was like, I want you to talk. She was like, you should quote some. I didn't tell her that one today. She was like, you should quote some of our husbands. I started to tell her stuff. She was like, you're young and people judge you sometimes very quickly, right? So she's like, you're a young pundit, tra la la la. And then the woman who's sitting next to her apparently follows me on social media. So she knew who I was already, right? So she's saying now, when she's telling me, she was like, when I started to talk to her, I started to share wisdom with her and tell her some stuff, and she was like, she was like, is make men like this anymore? Listen to that carefully, yeah? I should have taken it today. Oh, she said they don't. So she was like, do they make like that anymore? I was telling her some stuff, like she was like, I was like, well, I know what I want. I'm clear on what I want in life. And when you see certain qualities that in someone, you should be clear and be able to make a decision. And that's all life is. But a lot of people do not make decisions because they always in fear. Most of the things that they do are fear-based. Why I shouldn't do this? Why shouldn't I do this? And all of a sudden, imagine this. Think about this for a second. Anytime an event shows up in your life, most of the time your thoughts run to fear. What's gonna happen? Should I do this? Should I not do this? And you start questioning yourself and you start questioning your ability, right? I was in a position, I was like, but she was telling me, she was like, I know that you have things you want to achieve before doing this, right? And she was like, but she's ready. I was like, what? I was like, you're ready? She was like, yeah. And she was like, I was like, but there are certain things I want to achieve financially and stuff like that, and my goals that I want to achieve before making that step, right? Then she said something to me that was really powerful. She said, but I can help you achieve it. But that's what I've been waiting to hear all my life. That exact statement is what I've been telling the universe. That's the crazy thing. I've been telling the universe, send somebody in my life that is going to support me. That's all I need. Just support. I can do everything else, which right? I was like, send somebody that can support me. So boom, when I heard that, automatically I knew. And obviously I took spiritual guidance, right? But I knew that that was the moment to make that decision. And then why not build it together rather than me just building it alone, right? Not that I need to be completed, but at the end of the day, you can be complemented. There's a difference.
Right.
It's not being completed, but it's about being complemented, right? So, yes, I'm using this as an example. So, when I was telling the woman all this, she was like, wow. Just so, right? She was like, you need to quote some of these guys. Literally, she was saying that, right? And apparently, only after I got to find out that her husband actually owns like huge business with like 600 employees or something, and like a whole big thing. They have a vintage car rental place, they have lounges and all resorts and all sorts of things. So they were telling me now, look how opportunity comes, right? Just by being myself. But I went there for one purpose, and all of a sudden the universe had something else planned for me. She introduced me to her ex-husband, who is the boss. Then his son came in and she started telling him I'm a motivational speaker and a coach. They took my card and they said, it would be a good idea possibly for me to come in and start training their people. I was like, yes. Because would you believe this is where I'm focusing my energy right now. I'm like, I'm doing these classes to help who wants it, but I want to get into more executive coaching, and then that's where the money is. Let's be real. That's where the money is. I'm here to help you guys because I want you to level up your life. But for me to level up, I have to produce more income. And it doesn't come from me doing more work like this, but it comes from me working smarter, which is one of my mentors told me in business. He said, find 3 clients that could pay $1 million a year, and that's it, you made $1 million. You just have to change the clients. You don't have to change what you're doing. It's the same concept, right? Just change just take this call from me, please. Oh, sorry. No, it's Kavita. Just find out, just tell her. No, right. Yeah. Find out whatever it is. Yeah, so right, the thing is now, I know and I'm clearer, a lot clearer in my life now with what I want. So I don't have to actually just write it down and put it in front of me. There are certain things in front of me, but what happens after a while, it becomes subconscious because you've been saying it so long and doing it so long. All of a sudden, it just engraved in your subconscious now. Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me. Have I given you all that affirmation? I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Did I share that with you guys?
Yeah.
I shared that one, right? You all had written that down?
No.
Okay, let me share. Let me share. Write it down because this is one I've been using that has shifted my income. I learned that from Bob Proctor, right? So write it down. I am so happy and grateful now. Okay. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis.
Yeah.
Message logic. What you want to do is learn it. You see how I learned it to the top of my head? The more that you repeat it, it will stick. That affirmation is really powerful. It works. Like, she would have seen it with me too. Like, we're in the car, all of a sudden we're there, and today, fun fact, it happened today. So I'll use the reference, right? Shivani, you messaged me today when you sent a transfer, right?
Mhm.
Less than a minute before you send a transfer, I said the affirmation. Like legit, I'm just saying, like, it shows up, it pops up, so the universe shows you it, right? So I'm like, hey, when I'm coming up and I need some more money to buy stuff, right? I need to do stuff, right? So there's a lot of things happening. So all of a sudden, boom, that happens, and then something else happens, and then something else happens. So I see it clearer now. It works. So start repeating it every day as many times as you could possibly repeat it. And all of a sudden, after a while, it will become subconscious, but you will see things starting to shift. You will see more opportunities coming for income, for you to make income in places you never even possibly thought about making income. Right? Your eyes now become open. It's like you're getting a divine vision. You're starting to see things that were not there before. Right? So, thou shalt control my thinking. How do you control your thinking? By becoming very intentional about what enters your senses. Because what passes through your senses becomes your thoughts, your environment. Your thoughts enter your mind. Your thoughts are everywhere, right? Thoughts is the consciousness that is all pervading everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not in your head, eh? It's everywhere. But what happens is your brain is tapping into things, these thoughts that are everywhere external of you through your senses. For example, if I were to cover your eyes and you were to be right here in the same room with me right now, and I were to be doing something, the thoughts that you would be having would be very different from me because you're not seeing what it is I'm doing. But if you're hearing, you might have an idea. But if I lock off your hearing and your sight, you become very, very limited to the experience that you're having. You understand? Your thoughts are going to change. So that's why they always say it's easier to program the mind of a child compared to an adult because you have so much conflicting information that has already been programmed into you for all the years that you've lived. You know? So now you have to actually remove the weeds and take your time and start to mow the lawn and like it's real things inside. Remove the cobweb, you know what I mean? The spider webs, you know, remove all of this from inside of you, right? Literally, it's there. You have to clean out the bacteria and all of those things. So it's gonna take some work, especially, right? So Mindy, you have an advantage because you're much younger, so you have an opportunity to clear it up faster. Now, also, yeah, don't speak negative. Now, also the thing is, they would have much more experiences in life than you can think about, that you can possibly dream about, right? But now it's not always about age as well. I heard somebody say this beautiful a couple days ago, and I was like, I agree with this. Wisdom does not come with age, but it comes with experience. Somebody can be 20 years old, but if you're doing something 3 times a day, every day for a year, compared to somebody that is 50 years old doing it 1 time per week, then the experience is going to be completely different, not so? With that being said, the wisdom is going to be completely different as well because it's based on the amount of experience you have. I know this because I apply this in my own life, and I believe that it works for me as well. I try to gain more experience and gain it faster. So that way it makes me wiser faster. Despite the fact that there might be a fellow that is studying some of this once a week. If I do it every day, little bit, like I told you, 1%, then I'm getting to my destination faster. I'm going to be way ahead of the competition. And you have to think about it like that. Right now, we might say, hey, I'm in the spiritual field, I shouldn't. No, we must all think like that. You have to be ahead of the competition. Here's the saying, I live in this world, but I'm not of this world. So you are aware that you're not of this world because you're a divine being having a human experience. But you live in this world. So I had to come back down to earth when I started to ascend spiritually to come back to the reality that I live here. So I have to experience certain things upon the face of the earth. I cannot say, no, I don't want to experience it. I cannot say, no, I'm going to run from it and just meditate all day. Who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to put food on the table? Right? So you control your thinking based on what is coming through your senses. So you have to be careful about, not careful, rather, be intentional about the people that's speaking into your ears, the things that you're seeing in front of you, the signs, the subliminal messages. I hope you all started putting up your images and your words around you where you can see it, your vision and environment. If you haven't done it, please do it. Put it in places that you can see it. It's very powerful, right? This has been changing my life all along, changing my life, right? One of the things I wanted real bad is to have my own home, and very soon we're gonna have our own. Obviously, it's not a home, it's an apartment, but it's like a home and it's brand new and it's our own. Right? It's something that it's a shift. Again, I didn't plan for all of these. I've been affirming some of these things for a long time. I didn't plan for it to happen this year, but I was just putting it out into the universe. And every day I feed my mind, feed my mind, feed my mind. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have this home with so and so and so. Right? Everything in detail. And all of a sudden, the universe is returning it. It's matching that frequency, right? Number 2, the second commandment of the 8. Thou shalt work on my self-image. Thou shalt work on my self-image. Oops, wrong thing. Anyway. It's the wrong thing. Yeah, thou shalt work on my self-image. What does that mean? I learned something from a businessman that I look up to. He said to me, same people bought the rings from. Yeah, he owns these jewelry stores, these big jewelry stores in Trinidad and Tobago, right? He told to me once, we're very close. He said, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Write that down. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. And a first impression is a lasting impression. It's very difficult to wipe that out of somebody's head after they've made your first impression. It takes a lot of work. So you better hand and make a good one the first time around. Save yourself the trouble. So you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And a first impression is a lasting impression. So self-image. These are a lot of things tied in here. Do you take care of yourself? How do you keep your hair? Do you bathe? I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, that's important. It's important, right? Some people bathe once a week, right? Let me know now if you bathe once a week. I need to know these things in advance. Okay. She said 3 times a day. Great, wonderful. Okay. You need to ask these questions, So your hygiene. How do you keep your hygiene? Now, this is not about being rich, but this makes you rich. Because if you keep yourself a particular manner, you will attract a different vibration because you'll be carrying a different vibration. Keeping yourself clean, taking care of your hygiene. How many people you know have bad breath? We went to get an outfit today. I had to stand up far from the Indian guy who's selling it because that breath is be kicking a mile away. Literally. Yeah, right? Mindy knows what I'm talking about. We have lots of them in Trinidad. Like I'm telling you, that they don't take care of themselves. Their hygiene is poor, right? Some of them, right? So I don't like that at all. I have mints in my vehicle all the time, freshen my bread wherever I am. Well, because I'm always on the move and always in the public. I'm always freshening my bread, right? I brush my teeth whenever I can, and I try to keep that practice and freshen. And if I have to come home and take a shower before I go somewhere to make sure that I'm clean and I'm fresh, right? Get into the habit. Literally from since I was younger, growing up, this is something that I learned to always be sharp and always be neat. And as I grew older, I understood how important it actually was. If I'm going out the road, I will not just go anyhow. I have to look a particular way before I leave the house. And it's not, I'm not talking about you have to put on, your best clothes and go on the road. But what I'm saying is you have to be neat. Because there's a saying that says how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're not doing it now, you say, nah, it's all right. You know what's gonna happen? You'll pass up on something else again, and you'll pass on something else again. And you keep doing that until you are actually killing and destroying your self-image without realizing it. So pay attention to how your hair is combed, how you lay out your hair. All these things will attract different experiences in your life. Pay attention to how you walk. Do you know that I actually studied things on all of this? How to actually walk properly, how to actually shake somebody's hand properly. Do you know there's a way to shake someone's hand? Right? All of these things are very important. So, yeah, you need to know different ways that you do it. At the end of the day, it makes a difference, right? Right? So, you don't want to have a weak handshake. You need to have a firm grip, not too firm, but just firm enough to affirm a certain level of power. So that you bring a certain energy when somebody interacts with you. You shake their hand, you look at them in the eye. You don't look down, right? You don't look away. All of these things exerts a certain level of authority, but not too much authority to seem like a dictatorship. But it just lets them know that this person is confident. We're going to do in session 2, we're going to do the self-confidence formula is real powerful. But that will kind of solidify this a little more for you, right? So your hygiene, how do you smell? Right? When you walk, do you use cologne? I learned to actually watch videos to learn how to spray my perfume well, because I want to make sure that it's sprayed a particular way. Right? So I want to know. I want to get the best benefits of whatever I'm using. Your clothes. Do you keep wearing the old burst up ones? I shouldn't be saying about that because my jeans right now cut up all over. But that's a style. That's a trend, you know? But what I'm saying is it some clothes that is tattered? Is it clothes that is old? If I have clothes that is old, I throw it away. Ones that's still wearable, I will donate it. But if it's not, I discard of it because you don't want that energy. A lot of people keep a lot of old things and hoard things, and they are holding down this old energy and vibration in their house. I want you to pay close attention to that. You have to remove all of these things from your space, and then you start creating a new energy, right? So taking care of yourself is very important. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to encounter. What if you happen to meet that one day that you didn't do it? You happen to meet the prime minister or the president or somebody of importance that could add value to your life, or the one client that you need to make you $1 million. I am always ready. I'm always ready mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, wherever I go, because I do not know who I am going to meet. If my approach wasn't careful and proper when I approached her and when we started talking on whatever, at the end of the day, would have never ended up here, right? It started with something. If I approached her like a pervert, what was going to happen? Automatically, it was going to go out the window. But you have to be a gentleman. You have to know how to be professional. You have to know how to communicate with people and stuff like that. That's very, very important, right? I mean, we've all had conversations, and I always keep the conversation with a certain level of boundary. We talk, we laugh, whatever. I'm cool, right? You can talk to me. But we've spoken about this many, right? Because we had conversation based on certain things, right? You remember? So at the end of the day, you have to know how you communicate with people and where you draw your boundaries. And nowadays, a lot of people don't have that. They don't even know where their boundaries are. You know, they don't know respect. They don't understand that, right? And that's why trust goes out the window. You don't know how to trust somebody because they just don't know how. And you know what it starts with? Themselves. It has nothing to do with anybody else, but it's because they have poor self-management. They cannot manage and control and take care of themselves, right? They're intoxicated by the influences of this world. So take care of your self-image, and what it's going to do is it's going to enhance your aura, the frequency, the vibration that is around you. Wherever you go, people are going to feel it. People are going to talk about it. They're like, what's going on with you? Like, you're looking different. Something is happening. What are you drinking? I want to drink that too. You know what I mean? That's what they say sometimes, right? What is you eating? I want some of that too, you know? People ask me that all the time. They said, what you just eat? What you just drink? I need some of that, you know? I was like, I drink spirituality. Yeah. Yeah, the nectar of the Lord. The nectar of the divine, right? So that's number two. So work on your self-image. These things are very important. I'm telling you, it sounds strange that these are the things that will make you 8 figures, but same principles applies at every stage. The same principles, right? Three, thou shalt work on my belief system. So here you're going to treat your belief system like a muscle. That is what we're talking about. You're treating your belief system like a muscle. Meaning, if you want your muscles to grow, then what you have to do?
You have to work them out, break them.
You have a procedure, right? In this case, you're not breaking, not in that context, but you have to put in the effort. You have to work on them, right? You have to work on them and work them out, but you have to also give them time to rest in different ways, right? So you have to take care of them. You have to pay close attention and be intentional. Like, for example, if I want to work my bicep, I can't be doing leg exercises and be like, oh yeah, I'm growing my bicep. That makes no sense, right? So if I want, if I want my belief system to be enhanced, because that is going to bring me what I want in my life, make it show up. I have to work on. You see my t-shirt today? I didn't even plan this. Believe Nation, right? This is a platform that's owned by one of my mentors. He's not doing anything with it right now, but this is right, really powerful stuff. So he teaches people to believe. Imagine that you have to be taught to believe because of our programming. Most of us were never taught how to believe. For more, we were always given limited beliefs to believe that we could only be this, that we could only do this. You know what's funny, unfortunately, is that's what school does to you. Because school wants to keep you in the system. If it is you come out of the school system, you will level up. That might sound real strange, but it's the truth. Education is a business, it's one of the biggest businesses in the world, right? If it is that you get too much information, then you start understanding something that will help make you own the schools. That will make you then invest into different types of education. And you would not want the traditional schooling system anymore. So they do not teach you everything and they limit the information that you receive. That's why there's a syllabus. A syllabus is not about teaching you what you need to know, you know. It's about preventing you. This is just coming from spiritual awareness. It's about preventing you from knowing the things that you need to know. Blow your mind, right? Blows your mind, right? The syllabus is carded to actually teach you things and literally prevent you from knowing the things that you need to know. Because when you have that, they stick to that and they follow that. You will only learn that. That is why the teachers who make a difference is the ones who do not stick specifically to just the syllabus. Make sense? Because they are now applying different principles and all of these things and bringing it into their teachings. Because which class taught you how to make $1 million? Which class taught you how to get rich? And taught you about your belief system and say, work on your belief system. You'll become very successful and part of the 1%. No, it taught you about how bad the 1% was. Like if you learn certain things, that oh, these are the people are the upper class. You don't want to be there, and this and right, and you and this is only for certain people, and caste system and these kind of mentalities I'm talking about in society. All these things, history and stuff like that, right? It simply puts you into a state to be colonized. It doesn't put you in a state to break out of colonization. But rather, if I keep tuned in to the fact of people becoming colonized, and this is what history is, and this is what Hitler did, and this is what this one did, and if that's what I'm being taught in school, and that's what I'm being programmed with, what is going to become a reality? That information is not beneficial. For example, history is doing nothing for me right now in my life. I'm just saying, right? It's doing absolutely nothing for me because I should have studied Sanskrit instead of English. That would have done way better for me because English is not of no use. I mean, maybe a little bit, just saying, but I have to go through one English and the next kind of English. How on earth Shakespeare helping me? All the lines I use come from Bollywood, not Shakespeare. Right? Literally, right? So there are a lot of things that are in the system there that is irrelevant. It's irrelevant to us. So now I want you to start working on your belief system because unfortunately, what the traditional schooling system has done, it has crippled your belief system. And that's facts. That's not me making up something. That's facts right there. You get a degree, you know why? To become an employee. The person with the degree never becomes the man who runs the business, the big business owner and the investor. Bill Gates. When we call more names, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett. Anybody else? Right? See where they are and see how many degrees they have. Now, I'm not saying don't get a degree. You want to be a lawyer, get a degree. You want to be a teacher, you need one, right? As the case may be, or whatever the case may be, right? You need that piece of paper. But that limits your potential because you are now attached to a label that this is what I am. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. Oh wow. Anybody can get a master's degree these days. I literally have no time to waste on that. I could have had a few by now. I could have literally had a PhD by now. I'm gonna get it anyway, right? But not in anything else. I'm gonna do it in spirituality. I'm working on that right now, right? I could have had it, but I decided to choose a different path. I chose to become an entrepreneur, right? I chose to be a spiritual teacher and to help others and to level up on that. And meeting my teacher and stuff many years later, they would now tell me and they were like, you made the right decision because they could see the results. And the people I know who I went to school with many, 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 many years ago, they're still stuck in the schooling system, still learning the same information and doing the same degree that is going to get them nowhere. And I feel sorry, right? That's why I try to teach people this and I try to bring awareness to people because I really want people to break out the cycles that they are currently in. You are trapped in a cycle. I want you to take yourself out of it for a moment. I want you to step back. So it's like you're taking this quantum jump, right? I want you, just do this for a second, right? I want you to close your eyes. Just listen to my voice, and I want you to do exactly as I'm saying, right? Just as you're here in the body, let's picture like we're astrally projecting. So your body is here, but we are coming out of the body and we are just taking a little journey now. We are taking a walk. And we are observing now because now we are walking not on the earth, but we are walking on the clouds. And you are looking down, the clouds are beneath your feet, and you're looking down. And as you look down, you're seeing everybody in society. You see a person that is super, super successful, multimillionaire, right? Living a dream life, have all the nice things, all the wonderful things, right? That person is walking a particular way, talking a particular way, dressing a particular way. Their behaviors, there are certain patterns with it. I want you to observe and to picture. There are certain behavioral patterns that are there. Right? There are certain traits that goes with that category of individual. Now, that same individual, at one point in time, he could have been a poor fella living in a poor neighborhood. He could have been a person who was a student that didn't have money to buy books. But he chose to create a different path for himself. That's one type of individual. There's another one now. This individual comes from a poor background, right? Poverty and all of that. And he keeps saying every single day that I can't make it in life because things are very tough, very difficult. We can't afford it, and I will never make it. And he keeps saying that every single day of his life. And now he's 50 years old, 55, 60 years old, and he's seated there and he's like, I came on this earth to suffer. You know any of those individuals? Think about it again. So that individual is there. Then there's another one, right? That may be very successful, but attained it through some form of luck, lottery, something of the sort. And that individual now gets all of his money, bam, it just slams into them, but they have no money management skills. And all of a sudden, they lose that money in no time because they were rich, they were not wealthy, because wealth is in the mind. So that's another individual. Then there may be somebody else now that says, here's what I'm going to study, I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to go to school, have all of my education, and I'm going to become successful and pay all my bills and be happy. They go to school, they get the degree, the education, and now they can't find a job. And now they're stressed out. Observe them. Stressed out and like, what am I going to do with my life? I did all these studies all of my life, and now I can't find a job. Spend 4 years, 5 years, 6 years in some case, 7 if it's part-time even. Some people go 8 years part-time. And then there's no fruits. Because I want you to observe this now as you're projecting out of your body. I want you to see it from this level now, right? That all of these individuals, they are in the world having an experience. Everybody gets to choose what that experience is. It doesn't have to remain where you have come from. It doesn't have to remain who you are told that you are. You have the choice and the opportunity and the ability to get to wherever you wish to get to. All you have to do is, like the first guy, believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe that you can be better. Believe that you are better already. And you can achieve everything that you want. And just keep being persistent. Keep being persistent. And picture yourself. Picture yourself. Now, where you are right now. You're seeing yourself. And now you start working on your belief system. And see it like a chakra, a ball of energy. And that ball of energy is growing within you. The more that you work on your belief system, the more that you work on it, you believe more, you believe in possibilities, you believe in opportunities. All of a sudden, you're starting to see them around you showing up. All of a sudden, they're showing up everywhere. And you start taking these opportunities as they come now. You're not being afraid. You're not saying, I can't do that. My mommy tell me don't do that. Right? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not in fear. I'm not afraid. I am divine. I am accepting these opportunities. I'm receiving these opportunities. And I am going to do my best and make the most of them. And you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. And all of a sudden, your life is shifting now, and you start seeing yourself shifting, right? You're changing, you're altering, your dress is changing, your outfits are changing, the vehicle you're driving is changing, the home is changing, the environment that you live in is changing. Everything is starting to become altered, it's starting to become altered to get you to where you want to be. And you have that power, that ability to do that. You can open your eyes now. If you really do things like this, that what I just did with you there, you really look at life from a completely different place. And this is what we call walking outside the box. You know, they say thinking outside the box. This is walking outside the box. You're actually outside the box looking at everything that is happening. You can see a much clearer picture. So work on your belief system. How do you work on your belief system? Do the affirmation, do the gratitude, right? Speak, write your goals down, write them in present continuous tense. I'm knocking off goals off my list every day, every day, every day they're being knocked off. Another one is about to be ticked off. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've gotten a ride in a limousine. It's about to be knocked off in a few weeks. Crazy, huh? Like, I mean, it might sound just normal for somebody, but for somebody else, that's way out of their reach. Me growing up, that was way out of my reach. That's not something I could have ever dreamed of. From where I came from and where I started, if you know that real story. From zero, ground zero. The little that I'm experiencing right now, is thousands and thousands of times ahead of where I was in my life growing up and what we had, right? So please don't take that for granted. So work on your belief system, enhance it, and all of a sudden everything external of you will start to shift. The next one, 4, thou shalt be disciplined in my daily methods of operation. Thou shalt be disciplined in my daily methods of operation. Discipline is the 4th level of awareness and mastery. When you're trying to become a master of yourself, discipline was one I had to start working on because I realized that that was what would get me to the next level. And that was the one thing that was missing. So if you're not disciplined at certain things in your life, you need to change that. Start changing that. Start with the little things in your life. Little routines.
Can you just repeat it, please? Thou shall be disciplined. And then
Oh,
what else?
my daily methods of operation. My
Thank you.
daily methods of operation. Yeah, sure. Right. So, for example, when I'm brushing my teeth, how do I brush my teeth? Somebody might take that for granted. How do I make my bed? I looked at a video, I've seen this many times, with I can't remember if it's a lieutenant or sergeant. They had this video circulating on social media for quite a while. He was talking about
Yes.
one of the key things in the morning when you wake up, making your bed is a small achievement. And it's something that brings great discipline. That's why they teach you that in the army and in other things that you do. Some people might take that for granted because they do not understand the psychological process that you're going through when you do it. When you do that, it's a small achievement that happens automatically. You already had a win for the day. When you come back home and you come to a made up bed, compared to coming back to a bed that is ramful, how do you feel? What is the difference in emotion? When you come to a bed that is made, you feel, oh, wow, warm, cozy. I can just fall there and lie there, you know? Like I always say, my bed is calling me. That's what saying is, right? You're out somewhere, like, my bed is calling me. I need to go home, you know? But when you come back to it and it's chaotic, it's just in a mess and clothes all over everywhere and all over the place and everything is all over, right? Then the energy is not the same, right? So become disciplined in your daily methods of operation. I'm working on it right now. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm doing better right now. I never used to fold my clothes. Now when I get my clothes, when it's dry, I fold it and put it. I'm starting little by little by little. I try to keep my environment in a certain order, even though I don't clean it, but I hire somebody to come and do it, right? But discipline, right? It has to look a particular way. My vehicle, everybody knows me for having my vehicle spick and span. It's clean, right? If they see my vehicle dirty, they're like, "What? How is your vehicle looking dirty?" So, right? Very rare that happens. But generally, I make sure I schedule time for that to be done. I schedule time to get a shave and to get a mark. I do not do it myself. I go to a salon. Why? Is because I'm rich? Yeah, I'm damn wealthy. I'm a millionaire, right? So, but the thing is, in my mind, I am. But I do it because I want it to be done professionally. Because self-image, that goes back to the self-image one, right? But it's also about discipline. I schedule things weekly, ever so often, whatever I need that is important. I schedule things that needs to be done and I knock it out. I create lists, task lists, sorry, tongue twister. And I knock out and I go through these goals and I achieve and I achieve and I achieve and I move forward. Note it down, write it down. The things that you have to do, don't just think about it, write it down. When you go through them, you start achieving and you'll feel happy because you've achieved things. You had little wins. Any little thing I have to do, I'll make note of it on my phone, make note of it on my phone, right? And then I delete it when I accomplish it. Start becoming disciplined with little small habits in your life. And all of a sudden, you will start seeing the shift happening, the big shift, right? And it might seem like something you can take for granted, but again, remember I told you, and I'll keep reminding and repeating this to you guys. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're taking the small things for granted, the big things bet your bottom dollar you're gonna take it for granted and you'll miss the big opportunities when they come. Do not take the little ones for granted, right? Fifth one, thou shall work, thou shall work diligently on the skills of a champion. You can put in if your field is accounting, if your field is teaching, whatever it is, right? Working security, whatever it is. You want to become the best at that, you add that there. Thou shalt work diligently on the skills of a accountant, on the skills of a teacher, on the skills of a lawyer, because you want to become the best at that. So basically, this is the growth of 1% daily. John C. Maxwell, one of the greatest leadership coaches of our time, he says that every day you should dedicate 1 hour to one specific field of learning. Whatever it is you want to become the best at, dedicate 1 hour every day to that and learn stuff in that area. And you do that for 5 years, you'll become one of the top in your field. This is what I've been doing, literally. And it has been leveling me up, leveling me up, leveling me up. Now I'm taking it more serious. So you can imagine what the next 5 years is going to be like. Right? I've got more discipline. So work diligently on the skills of whatever it is you want to become the best at. 6, this one is really important. Thou shalt read, listen, and write every single day. The reading one, I'm working on that. I ain't get that done 100% yet, but I get in there, right? Thou shalt read, listen, and write every single day. But I write things every day. I create lists, goals every day, every day, every day, every day. I have things I need to achieve. I write it down, right? Every day. And I add to my goals if I need to and stuff like that. Listen, I listen to audios every day. I watch videos. I listen to podcasts. I listen to things that can give me more information. It lifts my awareness, takes me to a higher level. It sets me apart from everybody else who's not listening to something new, right? New information leads to you developing new habits, which leads to you taking a different action, which leads to new results or better results, right? Read. It is stated that the average top CEO in the world, top CEOs in the world, they read a minimum of 1 to 2 books a week. That's what puts them there. And we're not talking about books on fiction and stories and fairy tales and all of that, right? Or crime thrillers and all of that. What we're talking about is self-development books, personal development books, things about knowledge and things that can enhance you or something in your field of your profession, right? I always buy books, right? So I literally I bought a whole bunch. You see it up here? I just bought this in the last month alone. All of these that you see on top of here. These are scriptures actually, right? But I'm always studying. These are scriptures. And I buy tons of courses online. So what I do is I buy courses and I gather them up. If I see anything I want to do, I gather them up. I just have them. And when I get a chance, I go and I do them. So I'm always learning. I'm always fueling my mind. But a key little rule that you can apply that's very simple, that is not too difficult for anybody. You may not be able to start obviously at one book a week, but you can aim for one book a month. It's better than none. It's better than 0 books, Mindy, per month, okay? Right? One book a month is better than 0 books per month. And there's a lot of resources online where you can find free books and stuff like that as well, right? So look for them. And I have ebooks I could share with you guys as well, personal development. If you all want, let me know. Right? I have a lot of ebooks I could share with you guys.
Is it audiobooks?
No, books to read. I said read. You missed that part? Thou shalt read, listen, and write. But you can listen to audiobooks on YouTube. That's fine. You can listen to audiobooks on YouTube. Right? One of them I would recommend to you right now that you should listen to is The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. The Magic of Believing, very powerful one. If you want to work on your belief system to change your results, bet your bottom dollar. And when it comes to audios, you should listen to one audio continuously for a period of time, like 90 days, for example. Don't change the audio because you want it to get embedded in your subconscious. This is another thing I learned from my mentors, right? So take that one audio, that Magic of Believing, and listen to it for the next 90 days. Make it a rule until you know that information to the top of your head. It's programming, right? Programming. So when it comes to reading one book a month, or there's a little easier way as well that you can do it, where you can track it daily, 15 minutes a day or one chapter. That's what I use. Right now, I'll slack on it because I'm planning wedding and other things. She's sleeping, she ain't here, man. All right, good. So have to make sure. Just yeah. So, but I'll get back to it, right? So there are different phases in your life for different things. Not every day I'll do this, right? So 15 minutes a day. We're gonna get in the habit of it together because we're keeping each other accountable to certain things, right? If you have an accountability partner, even better. But if not, aim to do 15 minutes a day. So you can create this little morning routine for yourself or evening routine. I'm gonna read 15 minutes, I'm gonna learn something, I'm gonna do this, listen to an audio, watch a video. Start small. Small habits. The smaller things matter, the small things matter and it counts. It will add up into bigger things. The small things are what becomes the bigger things, that makes up the big things. So start with little bit, 15 minutes, one chapter. And you can move from there, right? Watch a 5-minute video, right? There are many resources I can guide you to. Any failure in whatever you're trying to learn, just let me know. And I will share things with you guys. I don't hold back, you know that. Right? I will share resources with you guys. There are free courses online you can learn. There are ways you can level yourself up. You don't have to wait for things. Right? We have lots of resources in the world now. That's what I've been doing over the years. 7. Thou shalt become a magnet Thou shalt become a magnet for high-level individuals. Or leaders, you could say, if you want. Thou shalt become a magnet of high-level leaders. Anybody that is at a high level in life has a certain amount of influence and become a leader because people follow them, right? The more that you work on all the other is actually strategically placed. The more that you work on the other ones on top, all of a sudden, this one comes into play. Because we are the biggest magnet in this world, way bigger than any of the other magnets. So when you start working on your belief system and all these other things, your vibration becomes very strong. And it is on a certain frequency. So you'll now start tapping into the frequency that is meshing with people who are at a higher level. All of a sudden, you go into rooms and certain people will be attracted to you. You go into certain spaces and certain people will want to have conversations with you. And you'll be like, this is weird. You know what I mean? Just randomly, why me? You might ask things like, why me? It's because your vibration is higher. For example, I've learned something from speaking, right? When you speak to audiences, right? When I go to any audience that I'm speaking in any crowd, there's a speaking strategy where we look for a face that is, let's say, connecting with us on a certain level, but they give you back a certain energy. I don't want to talk to the fella like that. I don't want to talk to that fella right now. Like, what? You'll suck my energy out. But if I look at people like you guys, you see lovely faces, you're smiling, you're interactive, it makes your job way easier. But it makes it more easy for me to relate as well. Right? It makes it so much easier for me to relate because now I can connect to you and I can feed off that energy as well. Right? So when you start to level up, the more that you're leveling up, you go to like I said, pay a visit to a nice place or a nice restaurant, nice hotel. Just go and be in the environment. What it does, it starts to stretch your mind to that reality. When you start to stretch your mind, your body, your vibration starts to shift. All of a sudden, certain people are going to notice you. It is said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? And you earn income in the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are those 5 people? That's why I try to keep a lot of multimillionaires around me. Because I want more of that to show up. I want more of that to show up in my life. And it works. It does. Right? They say you never think making $20,000 a month is possible for you until you start to hang around people that are making $20,000 a month. Not so? Literally, like when my life started to shift and I started to go to seminars and workshops around the world and be around these individuals, with hundreds of millions and all sorts of things. I was like, wow, this is different. It's real different. Like the energy, the room, the conversations, right? So I only have certain types of conversations. We have fun, but the conversations are always kept at a certain level. The people around me, the conversations are always kept at a certain level. So that's why I'm very intentional about who I keep in my circle and my space. So be very clear on that. All of a sudden, here's what you could also do. Write it in the existence. Write who are the people you want to be around you. I am so happy and grateful now that I have high net worth friends. Net worth, right? Friends. Or I'm so happy and grateful now that I am attracting top leaders into my life, into my circle. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm friends with super successful people. You understand? Write affirmations, write them. You just, whenever you get a chance, every day you could write different ones and just keep writing this because the more you speak, the more you write, you're writing it into existence. Right? There's one I used to use for business. I'm so happy and grateful now. I learned this from a mentor of mine, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm attracting top leaders of mega influence into my network on a daily basis. Like that one. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am attracting top leaders of great influence or mega influence. I'm attracting top leaders of great influence into my business on a daily basis. You can say attracting or you can say networking with, all of those things. I'm networking with or I'm attracting, whichever one you like. Networking is actually good because that's more affirming that it's already done, because that's what you want. Right? Attractive means they haven't come yet. And then commandment number 8, thou shalt decide. Thou shalt decide. One of the key things that 8-figure earners and people above they do is they make decisions. High net worth individuals. They make decisions. The same thing I was saying before. Real quick. You know, this is what you want. This is what you're doing. You set your mind on something, a goal, and you go after it. You don't complain and you don't whine about it and you don't, hate all of these different things. You just go after whatever it is you set for yourself. You just go after it. I want you to become proactive like that. Write your goal. Forget all the negative people around you. Start having some new friends. Talk to us, right? Have conversations, right? And just keep going after, being persistent. So very quickly, I'll tell you the same. I was telling about Uncle Anand, right? This is Anand's Gold and Diamond Collection in Trinidad, right? He owns a lot of jewel stores. We are very good friends now, very close. I'm going to meet them in a few days. They are the ones that we bought the rings from, right? Because obviously I get better discounts. So I have to go, right? I mean, I have to use the little rank, So he was telling me a couple days ago, we've known each other for a lot of years, right? And he's telling me, I'm happy that I'm seeing you doing well. So I invited him for the wedding, and well, I'm taking her by them because they have a 3 nights yagna coming up from Thursday, tomorrow night, actually. So, he said to me just a few days ago, we had a conversation, and he was like, before I told him about the wedding, he was like, I have no doubt that you will succeed. I have no doubt that you will succeed in everything that you are attempting to achieve. Why would somebody of that caliber, somebody who has achieved everything that they want, say something like that to me? Because he sees me applying certain principles. He sees the path that I'm on. He said, you know why you achieve the things that you keep achieving? Because you are persistent. He says, I love that. You're persistent. You set your goals and you go after them. Anybody that knows me well knows that, right? And that's the same thing that I want for you, but you have to want it for yourself. Because I can want it for you how much, They say, right? I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. And I don't want to drown you, So sometimes some people get drowned there because I'm pouring into them, but they don't want that, and it starts overflowing so much that it can drown them. Cool stuff, when you really think about it. Not everybody's ready to receive this, so I want you to become more open to receive it and apply the concepts, the principles, and see yourself have that shift and that jump. You're gonna go from here and you're gonna go to the next level. And I see it all the time. I'm seeing it when I'm leveling up. And it's not always gonna be beautiful, The thing is, it's actually going to be very painful sometimes. But even when that happens to me, something real painful happens, now I'm in a place where I know it happens for a reason. I'm firm in my belief that it happens for a reason because I know it does. Right? Alrighty. Y'all got some real cool information today now. So yay. So excited. I can't wait to do self-confidence formula. The stuff that is coming next, it only gets deeper and deeper and deeper, right? I'm gonna open you all up to some deep spiritual experiences that I've had and stuff, on a whole different level. I'm talking about walking and talking with the avatars and stuff and having experiences with them and having real conversations with them and getting guidance and my mission and my purpose and all of those things. I'm gonna share some really cool stuff with you. So, well, as we go deeper into that. But the next session is going to be self-confidence formula. So we're going to get into that. That comes from the book Think and Grow Rich. It's a book that is highly recommended. So you can look for that on YouTube as well. Think and Grow Rich. There's a movie made on it. You should be able to find it online as well. They recently made that movie actually, just like The Secret. So Think and Grow Rich was a book that was written based on a guy studying a lot of successful people. And it's one that is recommended by practically almost all successful people on the planet. They recommend you read that book.
Recording in progress.
Got to remove the audio from one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alrighty. So yeah, so we will go through the self-confidence formula, and that will literally take you much deeper and help you to become more firm and confident and help you develop your belief system. right? That's the goal here now, to help you develop your belief system, to get it stronger. Now, when it comes to believing, you can't just believe. Let's say you're here with your belief and you just want to believe quite up here. You can have the big long-term goal, but you need to have short-term, smaller goals to get to that point. So, for example, you can have, like me, the big goal is making $1 million US a year. That's the target, right? But in the meantime, my small goal is making 10,000 US dollars a month. Right? Now, that might seem like a small goal for me to hit, but then for somebody else, that might seem like a very big goal. So you start from 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, etc. and you go. So what you want to do is easier for you to move from here. Watch me, right? It's easier to move from here to here, right? Than it is to move from here to here. You understand? So just like the muscle, this is the concept. Your belief system is like that. You don't want to try to take it from here to here. What will you do in the muscle? You will destroy it, you will damage it, and it will never get you to where you want to get. But if you gradually grow it, you will definitely eventually get to where you want to get to. Right? So just become intentional, real intentional, and keep growing and working on your belief system and apply these principles, and you'll have that quantum leap and that shift. Cool. Ready for your quantum jump hypnosis now? Let's go. Cool stuff. Alrighty. And reactions and stuff are very important, eh? Like how we react to situations and things, because all of that creates a shift in your vibration. That's why I'm happy most of the time. You'll see me happy most of the time because I am creating that for myself. I have been creating this for a very long time so that I can keep moving in the right direction, you know? So let's see. Anybody has any questions? Do you have a question about anything that you learned just now? Nope, everybody's good. Alrighty. Well then, you're gonna seat yourselves upright. Now let's get ready. Firstly, you're gonna confirm for me that you could hear when I start playing it by giving me a thumbs up. Okay. So the usual, you're gonna close your eyes. You're putting your hands open, palm faced up on your lap in the receiving mudra, unless you're told differently while listening to the audio, right? Let's enjoy.
The following guided hypnosis session is intended to help you shift your conscious awareness to a new reality. I recommend using a good set of stereo headphones for the best results and for the best impression on your subconscious mind. I also recommend using this meditation for a minimum of 30 days, but some individuals may find that it works better for them after 60 or 90. I also encourage you to look for the evidence of this conscious awareness shift in your daily physical reality after each session. The guided hypnosis is combined with a theta wave track, and for this reason it's noted that you do not drive or operate heavy machinery while listening to this. If you would like to support this channel and your own personal journey, you can download the MP3 version of this meditation from my store, and you can find the link to begin. Find a comfortable place where you can be uninterrupted. Just allow yourself to get into a comfortable position. And as you become comfortable, and we begin to calm your mind and relax your body, I invite you to close your eyes and take in a deep breath. And you can exhale when it feels comfortable to you. Continue inhaling and exhaling deep breaths, feeling yourself sinking into the space that you're in more and more with each breath you take. Just allow any thoughts that surface to move through your mind like clouds moving through the sky. without paying any attention to them. Just let them drift in and out of your awareness. And I wonder now if you would like to take a moment to imagine yourself becoming more calm, relaxed, and peaceful with each breath you inhale and exhale. Allow your mind to naturally create an image of what this feels like. Consider what you might be seeing, hearing, and what you might be feeling that shows you that you are more calm, relaxed, and peaceful. As you do this, perhaps you notice that you're already feeling more calm, relaxed, and peaceful. You may find that your breathing is now slower and more controlled, very relaxed. Feeling very light and calm, and possibly even a little sleepy. Now ask the deeper recesses of your mind to reveal how you might become even more calm, relaxed, and peaceful. And then just sink into that feeling in the most comfortable way, knowing that this moment is intended just for you. Now, with each breath you draw in, repeat in your mind, I am shifting into my perfect reality. Just repeat it in your mind as I guide you into this new reality of your choosing. And if you forget to say this to yourself, as you take each relaxing breath, it doesn't really matter, because that deeper area in your mind has already taken the cue. It knows that you are shifting to your perfect reality, and it's ready to assist you with this. Just hold the image of that perfect reality in your mind, where all of your desires are already yours, as I gently guide you there. Now imagine, if you will, that you're on a train. You have relaxed so much that you have just become aware that you are resting on this train, on the way to shifting to your perfect reality, where all of your dreams are experienced by you. The vibrations of this train underneath you are strong, yet soothing, as they even out into a relaxing hum. You can see out both sides of this train car and how the ground close to you is passing very quickly. And observe how perhaps visuals of moments from your current life flash on the windows of this train. Or it's possible that you just sense or feel them being left in the distance, letting images from your life just fade now, as if they've disappeared behind you. And I want you to know that not only are you the passenger on this train, you are also the driver of it. It operates with the simple use of your consciousness. You are in charge of your destination. That's right, you are in charge. You are in control. This is your train, and it will take you wherever you wish to go. And perhaps you remember deciding that you are shifting into your new, perfect reality. As you look out of the windows of this train, you may even begin to see new images of your new perfect reality coming into form. The images are fluid and begin to create a cohesive scene that brings up some feelings within you. Perhaps these feelings feel like excitement, wonderment, freedom, or even love. Whatever those feelings are, just bathe yourself in them as you notice these images. And now imagine that the vividness of these images and the intensity of these feeling states that are so positive are magnified by 10. And now by 20. Perhaps even by 50. Or maybe even by 100. And now maybe you can sense that you are very close to arriving at your new, perfect reality. This train has been traveling to the destination that you directed it to with your mind. Take a moment now to see what the scene is like outside of the windows of your train. And if you aren't able to see these scenes clearly, it really doesn't matter, because you can sense your new reality with your mind. The vibrations of the train underneath you now begin to slow down. And you have arrived at your new reality. You have arrived at your destination. It is here, and it is now. Feel how the train slows all the way down to a stop, and then sense the doors opening. Now use your consciousness to walk over to the door and step out onto the platform of your new reality. And as you do this, notice how your surroundings have changed. What do you now see? Is there anyone else there? What lets you know that you have shifted into your perfect reality? How do you feel now that you're here? What do you do now that you've arrived? Walk around, touch things, smell the air, hear the sounds. Use all of your senses to fully take in this new reality and feel how wonderful it feels to be here. at an inner level of mind, you realize that this is true, that it has already happened. You have shifted beyond time and space. And now maybe you can think of a simple way to incorporate these positive feeling states and this new reality as a permanent aspect of your consciousness. Allow the deeper recesses of your mind to reveal to you now how you might do this. And now you can rest in the knowing that when you open your eyes in a few moments, your life is going to be different than it was before. You have a new conscious connection with the universe, and that is all it takes to completely change your life. When you open your eyes in a few moments, you may sense that things are different, that you have shifted aspects of your awareness that cause your physical body and senses to experience completely new and wonderful things that align with your perfect reality. It really can be this easy to create what you desire in life. Allow the deeper parts of your mind and consciousness to reveal to you how these wonderful changes have incorporated this new perfect reality into your life. And in the minutes, hours, days, and weeks ahead, as you continue to use your conscious awareness to zero in on this new perfect reality that you've shifted your focus to, even more evidence will present itself to you to confirm this. In a moment, I'm going to invite you to begin moving your attention back to the room while remaining conscious of this shift that you've just experienced. And know that you can come back to this session anytime you choose. When I count to 3, you will be fully awake and open your eyes to a totally new experience. 1, 2, 3.
Let's rub your palms together. Pass it over your face as you energize your entire being, and then you blink your eyes and you open slowly. Namaste. That was beautiful, wasn't it? I went so deep into that just now. It was so amazing. Like, it was just, I literally did not want to come out of that just now, like literally. It was really, really cool. So you had another amazing session. That's only gonna get better from here as usual. And I'm excited to take you all on that journey. Looking forward for us to go on an amazing journey. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, well, Miss G, I can't join tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving over here. It's a big holiday.
Oh, tomorrow is wait,
Thanksgiving
where are you again?
in New York.
Oh,
So in
tomorrow
the USA, it's
New York
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving? Oh shoot.
Yeah.
I forgot that. Oh my God.
I could watch the video though. I'll catch
Yeah, but
up.
then all in New York people wouldn't be able to make it.
Yeah, yeah, it's big here, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
like,
sure they wouldn't be able to make it.
and it was you that said you wasn't available to make Friday either. But then I can't do Friday this week.
I could do this Friday.
Yeah, and I can't do Friday this week.
Okay.
So because it's a Friday, so we'll have to go with Thursday. But I guess we can discuss it in the group and see what happens, you know?
Okay.
All right, everyone, and then we can decide and confirm because if the majority can't make it tomorrow based on Thanksgiving or whatever, it would make sense. But if we can have a few at least making it, we'll see how it goes. All right? So we'll discuss that in the group.